Who's there? Ah, a Chael. Well, I suppose I can take a few minutes of rest. What can I do for you, boy?
What are you working on?
Normally, I would be working on my pampas on a beautiful day like this. But today, I have the honor of finishing a story that has not had an ending for many generations.
Tell me the story.
It is the oldest story known to us. It is a long tale, Chael, and unfortunately, I do not have long to tell it. You see the shaman often. Ask him about the great story when you see him next.
Why has the story never been finished?
All of the past shamans of our people have seen visions of the story, but the spirits have never revealed the ending. It has been unfinished for generations. But soon, we will know.
Pompous? What do you mean? I think you're quite modest.
No. The pampas. The vast plains far below the plateaus of our city. All the stories told to me are recorded onto the pampas. Imagine the sprawling flatlands below us as a great canvas where I draw the histories of the world.
How do you draw the histories?
With the help of the aviators and their balloons, I trace symbols and shapes across the face of Tolhopa, the earth. Each form and pattern, every line all have meaning, revealing the secrets of history for those that stop to listen.
Who tells you the stories?
The shaman. He dreams his visions in the ritual of seeing, and then he confides to me what he has seen, so it can be chronicled for all of our people. You know Ualqua, our shaman. Ask him about such things when you see him again.
Goodbye.
Thank you for the visit, Chael.
Gage, I don't see this town on our map. Why don't you ask the nice man sharpening the large scythe for directions?
Chael, there you are. Son, I can tell by your drooping eyes that you were sleeping. Were you out late last night visiting the shaman again? Remember, you have many chores today. Harvesting the crops that Doawalpa provides our people is hard work. I cannot do it alone.
Father, what does the shaman do?
Lately, I would imagine that you know him better than I. Anyhow, the shaman is the one who speaks to the spirits. Son, I know you have been going to see him. It is good that you are interested in the stories of our people. But I cannot reap Doawalpa's bounty alone. I need your help. Don't worry. I'm not forbidding you from seeing the shaman. Just tend to your chores.
What is a Toahualpa?
Doawalpa is the greatest of the four elemental spirits. She is the earth, the strength of stone, and the wealth of soil. It is she who causes the ground to be fertile and the crops to grow. Next time you see the shaman, ask him to teach you more of the spirits.
Goodbye, Father.
Acheo, I'll see you at dinner. And don't take any more naps. You've daydreamed enough for today.
There's a sleeping boy over by the well. Go wake him up.
Good morning, Father. I was taking a short nap, but I'll be up and at those chores very, very soon.
Why haven't you done your chores yet, young man?
I couldn't sleep last night. I promise I'll do my chores, Father.
Goodbye.
Bye, Father. I'll have those chores done before dinner.
Not a very active child. Better check his pulse. And while you're at it, check his clothes for loose change. He's dead, Jim. Watch this, Gage. I taught him a new trick. Ready, boy? Play dead. Good boy. Now roll over. He's still asleep? What did he do? Hit the snooze bar on his sundial? Since he's asleep, I've got a gag. Warm up the well water and put his hand in it. This kid must have a degree in narcolepsy. Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? Da-da-da-da-da-da, balloon, da-da-da-da-da-da, up and away in my beautiful... You're not singing, Gage. The face on the pedestal with the toothy grin is a coatl. In mythology, it's a feathered serpent, similar to a dragon. See the cavity in its mouth? Coatl is a South American word for gingivitis. That indentation has some significance, but I don't think it means they're out of soap. This pedestal is arrow-shaped. It seems to be pointing to that pool just ahead. Apparently that section of town isn't allowing visitors. It looks like there once was a balloon ferry system like the one at the other landing, but it seems to be recently removed. I don't think we'll be going over there. Stop where you are!
Sorry, Acheo. You cannot visit the shaman today. You should return to your farm. Soon it will be dangerous for you to be here on the Central Mesa.
But sir, why can't I see the shaman?
The shaman is inside the aviary, completing long rituals. He is not to be disturbed.
Dangerous? How come?
There is nothing to worry about, Acheo. As long as you go back home, you will be safe. Enemies are approaching that mean to hurt our people. But the warriors of the wind and flame are ready and will defend our city bravely.
Is that your balloon floating at the edge of the cliff?
Yes, it is a cloud piercer. My war balloon. When the time comes, I will use it to join my brothers in the air and fight for our city.
Cloud piercer? The name sounds ominous, but I have my own cloud piercer. It's called a smile. First, the clouds are getting pierced, then tattooed, then joining grunge bands, and in the end, it all leads to smoking. Senior Scowls is taking his post seriously. We can either try to sweet-talk our way past the guard or figure out a diversion. I think we have to get rid of the guard somehow. Maybe we can put the guard to sleep. Gage, go talk to him about your love life. What is a warrior of wind and flame?
A cloud walker, an aviator. Only the strongest of our people can join the warriors of the wind and flame. We call upon the fear of Kulakwa, the fire spirit, and the breath of the air spirit, Kohabota, for the burning air that lifts our balloons into the sky.
We want to see the shaman, but the guard won't let anyone pass. Let's try to sneak around behind him. Maybe if we walk quietly through that bush between the wall, he won't spot us. All this guard cares about is his duty and his balloon. A cloud piercer.
Why, the very name suggests a dastardly possibility.
Well, goodbye, sir.
Farewell, Acheo. Remember what I told you.
Let's cut the balloon's mooring rope. That should divert his attention. From behind the bush, he won't hear us giggling. To cut something, ordinarily you need a keen object. I don't think your sharp tongue and my razor wit are going to cut it. We need to find a blade. I haven't seen a spare knife lying anywhere. Maybe we could look around in another time zone. There's the Tibetan monastery we saw spilled all over the ravine. I have to say, it looks much better erect than wrecked. Here, Swiss Miss grows only the finest hot chocolate beans. In all likelihood, that human roadblock is a Buddhist pilgrim, and from his ragged appearance, he endured a difficult journey to reach this place. That white lawn ornament beside the path is called a chorten. It's a sacred monument that marks a path to a holy place. According to religious lore, sacred items or the remains of holy people are placed within them. Come to think of it, that temple building across the ravine looks as if it was built in the shape of a giant chorten. Or maybe I'm being terribly Freudian. From his uniform and square shoulders, I would guess that guard is a warrior monk known as a Dobdob. The guard's so nice, they named him twice. For protection, Tibetan monasteries allowed Dobdobs to practice the arts of war. Think of him as a monk with an attitude. And that attitude is, I don't like you very much. Gage, wouldn't it be funny if you asked him for his staff and he said with a straight face, "Never, infidel, you'll have to pry it from my cold, dead fingers."
Greetings, stranger. Do you wish to cross the bridge?
Yes.
You must give the offering of the initiate before you can cross the bridge and enter Shangri-La.
What kind of offering are you talking about?
It has always been a tradition for an aspirant seeking induction into our order to give a silk scarf before crossing the bridge.
The man has a taco for a hat, and now he wants to add a silk scarf to his ensemble. Look at that black eye. No wonder the other monks beat him up. Okay, he wants a scarf, that's fine. But if we get it and then he asks for mascara, I'm leaving. Will this scarf allow me to enter?
Welcome to our order, initiate. Go back down the stairs. I will extend the bridge for you. For the protection of Shangri-La, I will have to retract the bridge once you cross. If you wish to travel over the bridge again, just ring the bell on the other side. Once you reach the monastery, seek Lama Dustin for instruction immediately.
Is that a llama with 2 L's?
Lama Dustin is the spiritual leader of our order. He is a teacher of Buddha's ways and the wisest man I know.
Where can I find the llama?
You will find him inside the monastery. Once you cross the bridge, enter the prayer hall. Go there and he will train you.
Goodbye. That tent seems out of place. If my history serves me, that yellow banner atop the tent bears a Mongolian symbol. And if history serves me further, the great horde of Genghis Khan was terrorizing Asia about this time. Well, there goes the neighborhood.
Mane pa de hum.
That's a statue of Buddha, the holy man responsible for creating the Buddhist religion. Before becoming a deity, Buddha was known as Siddhartha, a man from India who transcended worldly suffering, becoming a paragon of spiritual perfection. You can thank me later, but I spotted some inscriptions at the base of that statue. On second thought, you should thank me now. The Shrine of the Ashurus realm, to guard the Titans from themselves. Looks like there's another inscription on the base of that statue. To Aunt Edna, hope you're feeling Buddha, Cousin Morty?
Mane Padehum.
I always figured Khan to be taller, thicker, more barbaric. But this man seems to possess a dangerous animal cunning. The kind of cleverness to rip off your arms, to crush you at chess. Hi, you must be Genghis Khan. I'm a big fan. I've got all your parchments. You're so much more merciful in
Mane
real life.
Padehum.
What are you doing here, you audacious fool? Do you think you can just walk to the Great Khan and be granted an audience? Get out! Before I feed you to my horse.
That gruesome-looking fellow above the door is Yama, the Hindu god of the dead. His presence at the doorway could be symbolic. I think he represents the borderline between life and death. There are actually many mythological and religious figures that are common to both Hinduism and Buddhism. Siddhartha, the man who became Buddha, was originally a Hindu from India. He infused some of the elements of the Hindu religion when he created Buddhism. It appears this ferrous cylindrical instrument has suffered from prolonged exposure to structure-stressful oxidizing agents. Gage, it's rusty. Get the oil can. Oil can. If you think it's important to play that note, we need to grease the wheel, so to speak. I'll just use my magical universal solvent. Gage, did you bring the WD-40? If that wheel is going to turn, it needs lubrication. Unless you're planning on cooking me a romantic Italian dinner, you could probably apply the olive oil to the rusty prayer wheel. When did Andy Warhol start designing Tibetan Campbell soup jukeboxes? Look, another Buddha statue. But that one is a different color. I wonder if there are any other colored statues around here. Maybe the ever-elusive fuchsia Buddha? These Buddha statues around this monastery are identical except for their color. From my understanding of the Buddhist religion, certain qualities like sounds, elements, and colors have significant meanings. So we need to find out what these colors signify. The Shrine of the God's Realm. To awaken the vein with the music of the jewel. Look at the ground on this side of the bridge, Gage. It's green. Some technology is keeping ice away from this side of the mountain. This culture must be advanced. They have invented the Zamboni centuries before its time. I believe those deer represent Buddha's first sermon in Benares, India, where it was said that even the animals approached to listen. I think we've wandered onto the petting zoo. Get a quarter and let's find the yak feed dispenser. How cute, a black and white snuffleupagus. In Tibet, yaks are a major natural resource. The milk they produce is turned into a treasured butter product. Yak butter is used in food, tea, candles, and even used to make incredible sculptures. So, don't be surprised one day when Tibetans invent cold fusion from the curdled milk of yaks. Many devout Buddhists are in fact vegetarians. Tibetans often left animals under the care of monks to protect them from slaughter. Someone might have brought those beasties here to prevent them from becoming McYaks. A lot of people don't know this, but before there were wax museums, there were yak museums. Yes, I'm kidding, Gage. The Shrine of the Animal Realm, to enlighten the savage. Now this is interesting. The walls on this building are partly made of a slightly translucent paper to allow sun to pass through. It reminds me of a greenhouse. A greenhouse in the Himalayas? Isn't that like looking for an ice needle in a butter haystack on a very hot day? I don't think I've quite mastered this simile thing yet. Ask him some questions, Gage. Ask him if he knows his slip is showing. Gosh, Keith Richards hasn't changed at all.
Ah, a new face on the mountain. I am Imul, keeper of the greenhouse and the shrine.
Tell me about the greenhouse.
Gladly, traveler. To sustain the brothers of our order, we grow our own food. Heat from tunnels below the monastery sustains the crops and even allows the wishing tree to thrive.
Where are these steam tunnels?
A system of steam tunnels run underneath the monastery and taps into natural hot springs deep in the mountain. They were built long ago to bring heat to our monastery and to this greenhouse so we could grow our own food.
What is the wishing tree?
The tree at the center of the greenhouse is the wishing tree. It is very old and sacred. The fruit it bears is a treasure and believed to grant longevity. However, the tree has been sick lately. I think the roots may have been afflicted.
What's wrong with the roots?
I don't know what to do. The tree should have grown fruit weeks ago. I went into the tunnels to inspect the roots, and I had found that they were rotting and sickly. I fear that the tree may die.
What kind of crops do you grow?
Oh, we grew a wide variety of vegetables here. But unfortunately, the crops have been suffering lately. I am sorry, but my cold seems to be getting worse.
How did you catch your cold?
I have not been able to give the Pretas their offering. I know that is why the crops are dying. The hungry spirits have been offended. They have blamed me for my failure and given me this cold.
Who are the Praetus?
One of the 6 realms of unenlightenment is the realm of the Praetus. Tortured spirits, damned for gluttony in previous lives. These ghosts live in our world, constantly tantalized by material possessions. They suffer, for they can never satisfy their hungers. It is the duty of our brotherhood to alleviate all sufferings, even the suffering of the Praetus.
Tell me about the shrine.
The shrine for the Praetus realm, the hungry spirit, is in this greenhouse. I am charged with making offerings to the ravenous spirits to appease them.
Can you tell me what sort of offerings you make?
If you make offerings to the Praetus, you will prosper. If you offend them or hurt the earth, they will punish you. We appease the Praetus by offering the spiritual food.
Tell me about the spiritual fruit.
The wishing tree at the center of the garden bears a rare fruit that I offer to the Praetus shrine.
Goodbye.
Farewell, new friend. I hope to talk more with you later.
The lotus is an important symbol in Buddhism. It is a symbol of wisdom and spiritual unfoldment, following the metaphor that the roots are in the dark mud of the earth, but the lotus head rises up to face the sunlight, the shrine of the Praetus realm, to sate their eternal hungers. Hey, I've been looking for a knife like that. Let's try and find another one and play Klingon Blood Challenge. Kapach! That means Frady Cat. You better take that knife, Gage. You never know when we're gonna have to butter some curved toast. That looks like a map of this monastery. It seems to indicate that there are tunnels underneath the buildings. You're asking me if you should take the map? You know, you never admit when you're lost. These must be the roots for the tree in the greenhouse. They look a little sickly to me. And you said you didn't have a green thumb. Nice job, Gage. Let's check the wishing tree to see if our labors bore fruit. That was... Gage, have you been reading the strategy guide again?
Buddha be praised! The tree has been healed and the crops has been saved. Why, even my cold is gone. Someone must have appeased the praetors.
Hello, Himo. Did you come to cross the bridge or to talk?
Can we talk?
I'm glad you came to visit. I was worried that the guard might have been a little too hot this morning.
Why do you think the garden was too hot?
I was working on a statue in the butter room late last night, but there was so much steam billowing from the vents that my butter statue almost melted. I had to divert heat away, so some extra heat may have gone to the greenhouse.
How did you divert the heat?
I sealed the tunnel doors leading to the butter room, which opened up paths from the steam vents to the greenhouse.
How did you divert the heat? What kind of statue were you working on?
Oh, it's a yak butter statue of the Bodhisattva. I'll show it to you when it's done. I'm sure it will turn out quite beautifully.
Could you extend the bridge?
Very well. Just walk down to the edge of the gatehouse and I will extend the bridge for you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, brother.
The dangling cylindrical columns hanging from the ceiling are victory banners. They represent the victory of Buddhism over ignorance and death. That other banner represents the victory of the Boston Dub-Dubs over the Nepal Red Yaks in the 44 series. The shrine of the human realm, to humbly contain our pride.
a new initiate. Welcome to Shangri-La. I am Lama Dalsdin Gyopa. I will be your teacher as you begin your path to Buddha. We lead simple lives dedicated to alleviating the suffering of the unenlightened. We constantly meditate to improve ourselves so that we may one day find nirvana. It is a hard existence, but a good one. You undoubtedly have questions.
Who are the unenlightened?
Those that are still trapped on the wheel of life. Those that die and do not reach nirvana are sent to one of the realms of the wheel to be reborn.
The notion of reincarnation dominates the Buddhist religion. The image of the wheel of life is a symbolic one, going with the idea that life is a cyclical, circular process, constantly turning and returning. What is the wheel of life?
When a person dies, karma forces the spirit to enter one of the 6 unenlightened realms. If the person led a life of vice, then he or she will go to a realm that embodies that vice. If the spirit does not achieve nirvana, then it is fated to wander, to be reborn again into another of the 6 realms. The wheel always turns. Only by learning the virtues that deliver us from the different realms can one escape and reach nirvana.
What is nirvana?
Excellent question. Nirvana is a state of mind, a location, a being. It is reached when one has achieved the intellectual perfection of the Buddha. It takes enormous focus, but the reward is eternal peace. We strive every day for nirvana.
Goodbye.
Now, initiate, explore the monastery and pay respects to the shrines to begin your new trek for inner peace. Khan, I must admit, I am pleasantly shocked to see you. I had thought from your last outburst that you had given up on the test. Thank you for proving me wrong.
Tell me more about this test.
You seek the Siddha's secret. You have discovered that it is hidden somewhere here. But only the Siddha, or someone as virtuous, can claim the secret. So you must travel the true path to follow the steps of the Siddha.
What is a Siddha?
There have been only a handful of monks who have found the inner strength to become a Siddha. The last Siddha to grace this monastery lived here 100 years ago. Old myths say that Siddhas were men of great devotion who could perform miracles of faith. But most people, driven by material wealth, only care to learn about the Siddha's power of transmutation.
This Siddha business sounds like our most promising lead so far. Maybe we should look into taking the Siddha's test ourselves. Remember the plan. You do the multiple choice, I'll take the math section. What is transmutation?
You would know it as the power of the Philosopher's Stone, the ability to turn lead into gold, or one element into another.
If anything in this monastery sounds like a long-lost alien technology, it would be transmutation. I don't think the Sosikwi who created the legacy came to Shangri-La to teach the monks a more profound way of milking yaks. Where's the secret hidden?
Myths of the last Siddha say that his powers of faith twisted his humility. His pride prevented him from reaching nirvana upon his death, sending him back on the wheel of life. My master once told me that the Siddha hid a secret somewhere on the grounds of this monastery, so he could retrieve it when he returned. No one knows where.
How will the Siddha return?
If he died before escaping the wheel of life, then he is still being reincarnated into the realms of unenlightenment. One day, he may be reborn to the human realm and return here.
What is the true path?
That is not an easy question, Khan. The world you know as reality is clouded by illusion, shrouded in deception and vice. Only by walking the true path can one pierce falsehood and achieve the peace needed to escape the realms of the wheel of life. The first step on the path should be to meditate at the 6 shrines and find their purpose. As Buddhists, we need to alleviate the suffering of all, especially those in the unenlightened realms.
Tell me about the realms.
Which realm do you wish to know about?
Tell me about the gods' realm.
The gods are decadent beings. Their vice is selfishness. Blinded by opulence, they ignore the suffering of others until they are consumed by conceit. The symbol of salvation for the gods is music, which disrupts their vain reverie.
Tell me about the animal realm.
You wish to learn of the animal realm. First, you must answer this. What is the source of all misery?
Tell me about the human realm.
Yes, our world. It is a realm of illusion, where most do not even realize that their existence is undesirable. But the human realm holds the most potential to reach nirvana. To do so, one must achieve humility. The symbol for salvation is the alms bowl of the pauper, the humblest of objects to control pride.
Tell me about the Ashurus realm.
The mighty titans brood in the Ashurus realm. They care only for war. The Ashurus constantly battle an eternal losing war against the gods to win their glittering realm. The only salvation the Ashurus understand is a large red sword that burns with truth.
Tell me about the Praetus realm.
Praetus, the hungry ghosts. They are insubstantial, constantly tantalized by things they cannot touch, taste, or consume. It is a torment for a former life of gluttony. The object of salvation is pure sacred fruit, food that will finally quench their ravenous desires.
Goodbye.
Walk with peace, brother.
You can thank phosphorescent yellow lichen for the romantic mood lighting in these tunnels. But from what I hear, all the fun's definitely in the Red Lichen district. Gage, don't panic, but we may have stumbled into a Turkish prison.
Do I expect you to leave these steam tunnels?
No, Agent Blackwood. I expect you to die! The lever probably rolls the stone wheel over the adjacent passageway. Alright, now be careful, because pulling the lever will open a way for you, but block the other passage. Gage, look up. There's a symbol on the ceiling. This tunnel map is helpful, but I think I can add something that would make it even more useful. I'll start updating the positions of the doors onto the map after we've been to a location. I'll also mark our current position on the map. Now that I've done that, can we maybe talk about giving me a raise, a kind word, overtime pay, sick leave? This symbol corresponds with one of the symbols on the map you found in the greenhouse. These symbols should help us match our position in the tunnels to the map. It's good, yeah, but I prefer something more along the lines of a bull-leaping Buddha on black velvet. Welcome to the Wax Museum. Along the north wall, you will see a marvelous replica of Boris Karloff as the Black Buddha. This mural is a representation of the Buddha, much like the black statue in this room, but it appears that this depiction emphasizes the inside of the Buddha's body. And over here is the X-ray of a smoking Buddha. The writing on the wall loosely translates to, "Channel your energy to obtain the enlightenment you seek." From the tools and instruments, I'd say someone is using this room to create yak butter sculptures. Or the monks have started a lucrative leg waxing business. The Lama told you to pay respects to the shrines. I assume the colored statues around the monastery are the shrines he was speaking of. The inscriptions on the statues said that they were shrines of certain realms. From what the Lama told us about the Wheel of Life, it sounds like these statues each represent one of the 6 realms of unenlightenment. The gardener said that he gives offerings to the shrine to alleviate the suffering of those trapped in the Praetus realm. We know that there is a colored shrine for each of the 6 realms. I have a feeling that the yellow Buddha is not the only statue that takes offerings. That sketch shows detailed plans to build a Buddha statue. From all the butter churning equipment, I'd say it's a schematic to build a better butter Buddha. The Shrine of the Hell's Realm. to burn away their sins. This looks like a natural steam vent. It probably goes down pretty deep. The monks are using the heat from these vents to warm their monastery. This steam vent area must correspond to the image of fire indicated on the tunnel map. With all this steam, it's no wonder the Khan has such smooth skin. Was that a blade in your no-time pocket, or you're just happy to see... Gage, stop chewing on the rope. Why don't you use the blade in your inventory to cut the balloon's mooring rope? Hang around. Hey, let go! You're unraveling my sweater! No matter what time period you live in, traveling coaches always bad. Quick, pull him up to the balloon so we can toss him over the side again. Hey, I bet he feels like he's got the world on a string. Get it? World on a... I'll be quiet now.